Months up, months up. It's your girl, Takia Diamond. And I want to thank you right now for coming and spending this time with me, allowing me to utilize my gifts to educate you and bring you into higher awareness for yourself so that you too can live a fabulous life. Um, if this is your first time tuning in with me, I want to say thank you for coming in and supporting. Please come back again. And I'm grateful to have you. Definitely grateful to have you, and thank you so much. Please share this live with other people so that they too may be enlightened. All right. So me, I'm a personal development author, mindset coach, life coach, transformational leader and speaker, and a lot of other things that I do to help people, transform their life. But what I do is I actually help people eliminate, discover and eliminate whatever limiting beliefs that they've been holding on to. And then I help them to transmute those beliefs and restore them with new beliefs so that they can actually live the life that they want to live. So that's just a little bit about Miss Diamond here. But today, we're not going to talk all about me. I want to talk to you. And I want to talk to you about toxic relationships. I already know we all been through them, right? We have all been there and probably in one right now. Tell the truth. It's all good. Well, despite our good intentions, guys, the reality is that, most people can admit to being in a toxic relationship or staying in a relationship way longer than they knew that they needed to be in that relationship, right? And this type of relationship, it often turns into something really, really unhealthy. Something really unhealthy. And the truth is that we usually remain in these relationships for many different reasons. It's like we'll stay in them until we just decide one day that that's it, I can't do it anymore. But we usually call ourselves thugging it out, and that could really, really harm you, right? So all it really, really takes is to move the rose-colored glasses so that you could see the truth, so that you could see the real picture, right? Rather than lying to yourself. I was trying to find a better word, but what better word than the truth, right? So I want to talk to you guys today about how to be able to identify when you're in a toxic relationship, because a lot of people sometimes are in denial that they're in a toxic relationship. And let me tell you guys, I've had my share of being in toxic relationships. And so I know this week we're doing relationship talk, Minds Up Relationship Talk. And I wanted to talk to you guys about things that I experienced in some way or another, and then share with you guys some things of, how I got through it, or how I got over it. How did I come into this, new being and this new transition. So I want to share with you some of the tips and tools that I use to overcome so that you too can overcome, because that's really what it's about, and thank you all again for stopping in. All right. So let's talk about it. All right. Let's talk about it. You are in a toxic relationship if it seems like you can't do anything right. If the person that you're with is always complaining about every single thing you do, like no matter what you do, whether it's good, whether it's bad, they just always have something to say, you're in a toxic relationship, right? Especially if the person is always putting you down, right? The person puts you down. They're always telling you you're not good enough. They make fun of your personality. They try to make you feel ashamed a lot of times. And it's like they feel like belittling you makes them have more strength. And that's the only reason why they do it. Because if they could diminish you and make you feel small, then they could feel like they control the world. But truthfully, it's just a reflection of what's really, really going on inside of them. It doesn't even have anything to do with you. It has everything to do with a part of their life that is still left unhealed. So that's one sign that, you are in a toxic relationship, especially if it's just on and on and on and on. You just can't do anything right. So remember this, when you're in an agreement with a person, right? The relationship is going well. Like everything is going all good. You guys are getting along and all that other stuff, right? But then when you disagree in a relationship, it becomes really uncomfortable, right? So I want you to be real with yourself, and I want you to ask yourself, do you like this person? Do you really, really like this person? Do you really, 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 do you really like this person? I could vouch for myself and say there was times when the answer to that question for me was no. I really didn't like the person. But being in that situation, it was just like, I just been in it. So since I've been in it, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? And that's what it was at that time, before I evolved to where I am now, right? So you want to ask yourself, is this person good for me? Be real with yourself. Analyze the person. You already see the traits. Trust me, within the first 24 to 48 hours of speaking to someone, you pretty much already see the red flags, if there's any red flags to think about or be concerned about. All right? Then you want to ask yourself, does this person bring out the good in you? If you're with somebody that doesn't really bring out the good in you, then it's like, what's really the purpose of even having the person around? How does that serve you by having somebody who doesn't even believe in you, who doesn't even really, support anything that you do, things like that, right? So, but if you find somebody that really does that, then that's a totally different situation. But I'm just trying to help you identify, different things that will help you know that the relationship is toxic. Okay, so you want to ask yourself that when you're around that person, do you find yourself feeling good or do you find yourself feeling negative? Do you find yourself speaking highly about people or do you find yourself gossiping about people because that's what the other person does? If it's always something negative and it's always gossip, that's toxic. That's toxic. Okay, so thank you guys so much for the hearts. And I will get to your comments. All right. So the answers to these questions, guys, are really, really important. And they're important because, you have to know how to identify these things. The red flags are there. Pay attention to them and stop ignoring the red flags. Stop pretending that the red flags don't exist. At the end of the day, you see that this person is not wrapped too tight. So why are you even sticking around to try to save a relationship with somebody that you've been saw the red flags? When you see the red flag is a sign to get out, not go harder. And on that note, make sure you watch my other video that I did the other day about how to identify. Oh man, I can't think of the name of it. I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, I'll get back to that. The point that I'm making is that you see the red flags. Oh, I know what the video was. It was, why do we chase people that don't want us? Something to that nature was the topic. So go watch that video. That video is awesome. So anyway, number 2, how to know if you're in a toxic relationship. Everything is about them and it's never about you. If you're in a relationship with somebody that all they do is just talk about themselves. Oh yeah, I'm this, I did that, I'm this, I'm that. Oh my God, you in a toxic relationship. What about you? They don't care anything about you. It's more like maybe you're the trophy for the moment until another trophy comes. People who are self-absorbed like that, that's how they act. Okay, so if everything is always about them and never about you, hello, you got feelings too, right? So even though you got feelings, the other person that is self-absorbed like that, they don't hear your feelings. So no matter how much you sit there and try to say, this is this and this is that, they just way too self-absorbed to hear you. So you wasting your breath and you're in a toxic relationship. All right. You find that it's hard to have a two-sided conversation with the person because they got everything to say. You could even hardly get a word in because they just got so much to say. That's toxic. Dad, can I say something? Like, you want to start asking them like, Dad, can you breathe? You know what I'm saying? Can you just breathe for a minute? Y'all know what I'm saying, right? For real. And the person that's toxic, they hardly ever ask you anything about you. They never, come out and be like, oh, what's going on with you, or whatever the case may be, right? And then the thing is that even if they do ask about you, it's not even like they really care. It's like they just sparking up a conversation just to make you feel like you had a conversation, like they doing you a favor by having a conversation with you. Come on. Seriously though, all right? And then it's like the worst part about it is when they finally open up and you're able to get a couple of words in a conversation, and they find a way to turn it right back around onto them. Y'all know the type of people I'm talking about because some of them you with them already. It's toxic. Come on, you can't be. No. All right. Number 4 was it number 4? I think it was number 3. I think it's number 3. All right, I think it's number 3. I believe number 3 was you'll actually find yourself unable to enjoy good moments with the person, right? Every day that comes, every day brings a new day, right? Every day brings a new challenge for that person, right? It seems as though they always have something to say about you. If the person always got something to say about you, it's like it's their attempt to control your behavior. Why? Because if you do something and it's not the way that they want to do it, then they start judging you and telling you how you're wrong because you're not doing it their way. When did the world become created for each and every one of us to be exactly alike in every single way? Please tell me, what would even be the purpose of the universe even be? What would be the purpose of life? So you mean to tell me I'm supposed to change who I am and what I want to do and how I feel to accommodate your feelings and emotions? That's toxic. It's toxic. It's toxic. All right, guys? They want to control your happiness. At the end of the day, it's like, you know what? And then what they do is they focus on all the negative to keep you in the same mind state as them, right? They want you to be in the same state that they're in, and guess what? Misery loves company. And so whatever insecurities that they having within themselves, they want to bring you right along in it, boo-boo. That's what they want to do. Bring you right in the center, right in the core of their insecure, judgmental, whatever. Y'all know I'm talking right. I know I'm talking right. That's why I don't do these type of talks like that no more, because I be getting all emotional. That's why I try to stay on higher level topics. But I promised to, show up this week and give y'all at least 5 days of relationship talk and give y'all some real solutions or real help to help y'all identify this stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's like if I don't say anything, then I'm not really helping. I'm just watching everybody go through this stuff. But let me help you identify if you thought that you were in a toxic relationship, allow this live to be able to help you confirm what you already knew anyway. Sorry. I love you too. I love you too. Okay. So number 4 would be you feel like you can't be yourself around a person. So let's say, you around a group of friends or whatever, and this person is with you, this toxic person is with you, right? And now you can't even really hang out with your people, so you can't really say anything to certain people or whatever, because that toxic person is right there, and they just make you feel real uneasy about even saying hello to somebody that was probably a friend or foe, whatever, way before they behinds was even thought about. Really? That's toxic. That's toxic, guys. You feel what I'm saying? Anytime you got to be out there and you got to put on a different face, why? Why do you need to change how you greet people? Because this one is dealing with whatever toxicity that they're dealing with. That's not your stuff. You don't have to be this person, all edgy or whatever the case may be. You don't have to be that person just because everybody else is, or just because the other person is. The key here, guys, is you have to rise above. When you rise above, so you don't fall below. You recognize it, you identify it, and be like, okay, I see what this is. And then you have to make a decision to do something different. But don't join the toxic stuff with them, because then you become toxic just as well. So if you're in a relationship with a person like that, the relationship is a toxic relationship and whatever. All right. So number 5, you're not allowed to grow and change. Okay. All right. How many of y'all had a mate or somebody you was kicking it with, or whatever the case may be, right? And you talking to this person and you telling them about, your dreams and your aspirations, and they acting like they don't even believe in you, right? Anytime you're aiming to grow, anytime that you're trying to improve yourself, anytime you're trying to do something to better yourself, right? They look at you, or they got something smart to say, like they don't believe what you're saying, or like you can't really accomplish that. And you understand what I'm saying? It's no encouragement, it's no support, no nothing for your efforts. Not, let me know when you finish with it, so I can help you with it. Nothing. Just a total trying to talk you out of it. And a lot of times it's because they're envious and they're afraid that you may rise before them, which is so silly, because every person, we all gonna rise. I mean, everybody has the same opportunity to rise. It's up to you what you do with the opportunity that comes to you, whether you rise or not. And that's on an individual basis. My rise shouldn't have anything to do with your rise, except encouraging you to rise the same way that I have. That's it. But all that other stuff is like, it's toxic. In a toxic relationship there, okay? So anytime the person you're with, they don't never, try to encourage you or support you, or, help you on the sideline in some way or whatever, all they do is bring up old judgments, oh, you're never going to be any different than you are now. That's the way you are. You a bum or whatever. I know that was real ghetto. It's all good. It's Saturday. I'm being TK. All right? So, God set yourself free. All right? You have to really, really set yourself free from this. All right? And the truth is, guys, our ability to grow and change and to continue to even evolve in this experience, right? It's a natural part of life, right? However, toxic people, they feel threatened by that. This is why you have to cut them off, right? And then their negativity could be like, do you know that somebody else's negativity can put a halt on your growth? Do you know that somebody else's negativity can affect your desire to change? Do you know that somebody else's negativity can influence your decision? And it may not always be for the good, especially if it's a toxic person. I'm just saying, right? And so, because this is unhealthy, guys, at the end of the day, you can't be in it. And you got to think about it. A toxic person, they want a partner in crime. And guess who that partner in crime is? You. Because they throw all their toxicity energy on you, and now you start acting just like them, being combative and all this other stuff. And it's not even your stuff. And that's the biggest issue, guys, is that we take ownership of other people's stuff way too much. And that's how we end up getting, driven down. That's how we end up getting really, driven down in the ground to where we can't even rise up. Thank you guys so much for the hearts. You can't do it, right? So my thing would be, become aware of the signs, okay? Become aware of the signs that I just discussed with you of a toxic relationship, all right? So again, the signs. If it seems like you can't do anything right, if everything is about them and not you, if you find yourself that you're not even able to enjoy yourself whenever you're around the person, if you're uncomfortable being with the person, number 4, that was number 4. Number 5, if you're not allowed to grow and change, I wish. How are you going to let somebody else stop your growth and stop you from changing? Because they want to be in their little mindset? Stop playing. For real, stop playing. Stop playing. And don't do that to yourself. Do not do that to yourself, right? So, again, I want you to take the time, and even if you need to go back and re-identify with some of the things that I said to reconfirm the toxic relationship that you already know you're in. Like I said, I've been there. It's not always easy to get out of either. However, you got to do what you got to do. We got to be brave. We're in a totally different paradigm. We don't have to live in fear anymore. This is the season of courage, going forth and just deciding and dealing. Decide and deal. All right. So the heart of the core of a healthy relationship, guys, is communication. Honest communication. Not controlling communication. Because there is controlling communication. And then they think that that's still communicating, but it's not really effective communication. I'm just saying. All right? So if you're not involved with a person who provides that trust and support, that's what you need, right? And to be honest with you, it's like people are critical to maintain their own problems. Like that be the purpose. It's like they try to manage their issues by being critical of someone else. They're toxic. If they always blaming you, everything is your fault, never taking responsibility for their own stuff. Really? Everything is just me. I tell you how I used to deal with that in toxic relationships. You're absolutely right. Everything is just me. I'm not about to entertain that. Entertain it for what? Where is that going to take you? Where does that get you? When half the time, toxic people, they only see things one way. They don't even want to try to see all sides to the perimeter. They only want to see that one side, and it is their way, which goes to prove toxic people are self-absorbed. Even though they might feel like they do a whole lot of things in the world, they're self-absorbed and tend to only care about themselves, right? So the question is for you. The things that I went over today, I want you to put in the chat your takeaways. Let me know when I get off of this live, guys. Remember, we come right back on and we do the Q&A. I read your comments and I answer your questions. All right. So with that being said, I want you to take a moment, guys, and I want you to think about your relationships. I want you to get a pen and I want you to write it down, and I want you to be real with yourself. I want you to be honest with you for once. I love you. Be honest with yourself, though, for real, okay? And I hope this live has inspired you. I hope this live has encouraged you. I hope it has lifted you up. I hope that it has opened up your eyes. I hope that it has filled your heart. I hope that it has helped you to make a decision, a sound and right decision of what you won't tolerate, or if you are already tolerating, what you will no longer tolerate, to hold back your success. So don't forget, guys, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you hit the notification button on this to the right of you so that you can be notified whenever I go live. Make sure you visit the website. And if you are struggling with a toxic relationship, and I really don't do relationships, but it seems like I'm kind of being forced to kind of put a little program together. So let me know if you're interested, and I will have a webinar on, some relationship stuff. Not a whole lot, because I don't want to stay in that vibration. All right. But that's it. That's it for now. All right. I'm signing out, guys, but I will be signing right back in so that we could do our Q&A, and then we will continue to have a good time. Mine's up, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Deuces.